The Boston Celtics managed to weather a severe storm in the first 18 minutes of the game, righting a ship that looked lost and disabled at sea, waiting for the zone defense that never came. But their huge third quarter run made the sun come out, gave them smooth waters the rest of the game, and has given Celtics fans hope that maybe, just maybe, they can get back to shore. Before we examine in detail what went so right for the Celtics, let's take a look at my favorite part of the Heat's offense, an action that dates back to the origins of the game, and it's called the handoff. They've got a variety of ways to execute them, and the key is that it allows the receiver to sprint full speed into the catch, usually leaving the defender a step or two behind the action. No one benefits more from the handoff than Duncan Robinson, and the Heat wasted no time to start this game by reversing it to him, hitting Crowder, and then watch how he follows his pass. This is almost like a moving pick and roll, with Tice unable to get up in time to prevent this shot, and that's all the room he needs. You can get in trouble sometimes with the guy handing off. This looked to be another great example of Robinson nailing a three, but the rule is that undue contact after a handoff is an offensive foul, even if I disagree with his call. Robinson uses them all over the court in lieu of attacking with a dribble, and the Celtics continue to go underneath these, which is certainly a big risk, giving Robinson a good look. But they also use the fake handoff to generate great shots as well. This double cross screen got Robinson wide open, and Bam should have given it to him, but you can see how it lured Smart way out of position and normally some sort of layup. Credit to Hayward for getting back in position to force the turnover. There is no limit to the amount of handoff action the Heat will run in a single possession. Iguodala starts it off with the fake, while Robinson is pinning down for Hero into the handoff on the left side. Watch how Hero takes his first dribble with the inside hand, making it easier to curl around the passer and preventing the dribble from being poked away from behind by the trailing defender. They break right into a low post split and then turn it into a handoff from the post. Great recovery by Tatum forces Robinson to improvise, turning it into yet another handoff, and this time catching Tatum fouling him for 3 free throws. The screen away into handoff at the elbow is their most common set, and watch how the threat of Robinson shooting lures the defenders out of position. They get this slip to the hoop a lot, leading to 2 free throws for Bam. The fake of the handoff doesn't just create openings for the ball handler. This Olynyk screen to free up Dragic for the handoff gets him inside position, and the good passing of Iguodala ignores the handoff to Dragic in favor of the cut to the hoop by Olynyk for the nice dunk. Here's a similar concept, but this time from the low post. As Jimmy screens for Robinson at the free throw line, Brown and Butler's man Smart run to Robinson, and that allows Bam to fake the handoff and get Jimmy with a free run to the hoop. Credit Tatum with the rotation to force the miss of a point-blank shot. They don't need that pin down first, as Bam can just bring it up and hand off to Hero out of the corner. This takes advantage of Kanter's instinct to sink deep into the lane, and the threat of the pass back to Bam sucks both defenders there, opening up the easy 15-footer. There are also lots of opportunities for improvised handoffs. Butler gets the ball on the baseline with a mismatch, but Robinson catches Brown turning his head for less than half a second, and that's all he needs as Butler hands it off to Robinson full speed towards the corner, and he nails the wide open shot. Let's move on to the third quarter, where the Celtics blew the game open with a key 20-3 run, after which they never looked back. It starts with Boston down by 9, and I thought we were going to get some juicy handoff action out of the post. But Dragic cuts back door and Robinson cuts away, leaving Bam to try to do one of the few things he's not good at, posting up. Not only does Jaylen Brown get to steal, he beats Robinson down the court. Good vision by Kemba to see him out of the corner of his eye, and hits the easy layup. When Brown went underneath this handoff, I was shocked Robinson didn't shoot it. Instead, he finds an opening, but this is a tough shot to make. Because Jimmy decided to go for the rebound, it put the rest of the defense out of position getting back, forcing Robinson to pick up Kemba in the open court, who proceeds to go right at him and draw 2 free throws. The Celtics defend this handoff on the wing to Dragic by switching, stopping him cold in his tracks. The defense swallows up the two-man game all the way down to the baseline and the other side of the court as Tice moves well to pressure Dragic the whole way. Now, I get why Smart was so concerned with Kemba being stuck guarding Adebayo down low. While this is a noble attempt to scram Walker out of there, look at the shot clock. It just felt to me like there wasn't enough time to attempt this. It gave Robinson 5 feet of space as he starts his jump shot, but they dodge a bullet. Is it a coincidence that the Celtics' big run that essentially ended the game early coincided with Heat coach Erik Spoelstra playing zone for the first time all game? I think not, especially when they finally try attacking the free throw line with a player who will actually look at the basket after the catch. The Celtics have found their man as Theis hits the open jumper. Sometimes the Heat will grab the handoff and break back in the original direction they came from. Butler finds the opening that sucks Theis to him as well. Why didn't Bam shoot this shot? Crowder was terrible from 3 last night, and this pass extends his misery. Another way to deal with the zone is to attack it as quickly as possible before they're completely set up. Brown gets into the lane, but watch this play carefully. Bam swipes up at the ball, doesn't touch him at all, avoids body contact, yet somehow the referee blows his whistle anyway. The Heat again catch the defense going under the handoff, but Dragic is not shooting well in this series, so the risk is worth it. While Smart spends his time alternately driving me crazy and nodding my head in approval, I don't even know what to make of this step-back 3 with 18 seconds on the clock and down 3 in the third. But hey, it's a make-or-miss league. That forces the Heat to call timeout and discuss what they're doing. Handing off to Butler also triggers the defense to go underneath the screen, halting his momentum and inviting Butler to go back towards the baseline. I can't tell if Brown got a piece of this, but clearly it threw Jimmy off his target, and in a huge burst of speed, Jaylen Brown goes from primary defender to leader of the break and gives the Celtics their first lead of the game. The Celtics defense did well to stymie a lot of what the Heat wanted to do with the ball, but because they were so spread out in pressure, it allows Butler to cut to the hoop off the low post entry pass. Great pass and finish, and I appreciate the help rotation by Theis, but the refs completely blow this goaltending call, as the ball cannot be blocked once it hits the backboard. In the scramble to get back, the Heat are caught in some cross matches, but Tatum gets a spread floor and goes to work on Jimmy, who tries to slide instead of turning and running, and he's forced to foul him. The only bucket by the Heat in this run came when they run this handoff out top. It's more of a dribble pitch, but it's contained beautifully by Theis until Brown can get back into position on ball. Dragic handles the bad pass, sees the shot clock winding down, and somehow gets this shot off and into the basket. That's when the Celtics uncorked the best possession they had all night. Taking a page out of the Heat's playbook, they utilize a handoff for Princeton action, as Theis fakes the handoff to Smart, who screens for Brown coming around looking for his own handoff. Theis swings it to Smart as Brown continued his cut to the hoop. Smart fits the ball through a very small window and Brown gets another layup. The Heat went away from the handoff for a long stretch in the third, and I don't think this is coincidence either that it coincided with the big run by the Celtics. The pick and roll forces major rotations by the defense, but why didn't Heroes shoot this shot? They end up running a low post split for a Jimmy Butler 3? That was suboptimal. Watch how the quick drag screen by Theis forces the switch. Now the much smaller Butler has to deal with Theis down low on the roll, and it gives the green light to Tatum, who happens to miss this shot so badly that it somehow drops right to Theis under the hoop for the putback. This is how you know the basketball gods were in favor of the Celtics. Reeling, the Heat turn to Dragic in the corner, who gets into the middle of the lane, pushes Smart out of the way and should have been called for the foul, but credit Smart for getting back into play quick to contest, and the Celtics get down the court in a hurry. Butler is completely lost, not knowing who he's supposed to be guarding, just trailing the ball. This leaves Tyler Hero all by himself against both Brown and Tatum begins getting on track with this open shot, and the Celtics never look back. The Heat finally got back on track at the end of the third with some more handoffs after a 5-minute absence of them. These continue to generate great shots and some more buckets for him, but down 12 with time beginning to run out, Butler tries to follow his pass back for a handoff and gets his signals crossed with Dragic. And Hayward's alley-oop layup became the early dagger and final nail in the coffin. By cutting the lead to 3-2, Boston does have some life. They executed much better against the zone on very limited possessions, a choice not to play zone that looked brilliant by Spoelstra in the first quarter, but backfired on him the rest of the game, as he simply couldn't find a solution on defense at all. But it still feels like the Heat are in the driver's seat, needing only one win in the next 2 games. And I've got a feeling this thing will end in Game 6. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe for more playoff breakdowns coming up. We'll have at least one a day during the postseason, so turn on those notifications so you can be alerted right away. You in?